Welcome to Golden Rule Wisdom, where we explore stories that touch the soul and transform the human spirit through resilience. The story begins on a night when the sky turned black and nature unleashed a fury that no one expected. In the blink of an eye, the raging waters swallowed the village, taking homes, memories, and lives in their path. Young Moan sat alone on a patch of high ground, shivering and watching the world he knew disappear beneath the waves. He was just a child, but in that moment he bore the weight of a tragedy that no child should carry. With no home to return to and no parents to hold him, Moan became a wanderer in his own land. Survival became his only goal, forcing him to stretch out his small hand to beg for scraps from passing strangers. Instead of compassion, he found cold stares. The villagers saw him not as a victim, but as a burden to ignore. People whispered that orphans had no future, believing that bad luck followed him, so they kept their distance from him. Hunger gnawed at his stomach every day, a constant reminder of his helplessness and the cruel reality of his situation. The nights were the hardest, sleeping on cold concrete, dreaming of a warm bed that no longer existed for him. He watched other children holding their parents' hands, wondering why fate had been so cruel to take his happiness away. Bullying became a daily routine. He ran from stones and insults, feeling like the whole world had turned against him. He sat by the riverbank, crying out his pain to the silent waters, feeling entirely abandoned by God and humanity. But destiny has a way of intervening. A man named Kaashi watched the boy, seeing something more than just a beggar. One Kaashi approached him, not with a coin in his hand, but with a question that would change Moan's life forever. He told the boy that tears would not bring back the past, but strong hands could build a new future. Kaashi shared a powerful truth. Destiny only helps those who are willing to stand up and help themselves right now. He offered Moan a choice: continue begging for scraps or come to work and earn his dignity back with labor. Moan chose dignity. He followed Kaashi to his shop, leaving behind the life of a beggar to start a new chapter. The work was not glamorous. His first task was simply to hold a broom and clean the dust from the floor. It was hard work for a small boy. The dust made him cough, but he refused to give up or complain. Under Kaashi's watchful eye, Moan learned that every small task done well was a step away from his painful past. He scrubbed dishes until his hands were raw, realizing that the pain of work was better than the pain of hunger. That night, he ate food he had earned. It tasted better than any charity he had ever received on the streets. For the first time in months, he slept with a roof over his head and a quiet sense of safety. Gratitude turned into ambition. Moan woke up before dawn, eager to prove that he was worthy of this second chance. Kaashi became more than a boss. He was a mentor, teaching Moan the secrets of trade, quality, and hard work. He struggled with numbers at first, but his determination to learn was stronger than his fear of making a mistake. He learned to smile at customers, realizing that kindness was a currency just as valuable as the money in the register. Months turned into years. The shy beggar boy was transforming into a confident young assistant who knew the business well. His mind became sharp. He could calculate totals quickly, earning the trust and respect of the villagers who once shunned him. The same people who once looked away now greeted him by name, proving that success changes how the world sees you. Moan didn't just spend his earnings, he saved them. He had a vision for a future that was entirely his own. He wasn't satisfied with just one job. He asked Kaashi for permission to work extra hours, pushing his limits further. While the village slept, Moan was awake. He splashed cold water on his face, ready to conquer the dark morning. He pushed a heavy cart of vegetables through the streets, his muscles aching, but his spirit burning brighter than ever. He learned the art of negotiation, selling fresh produce to early risers, adding every small profit to his growing savings. His days were long and exhausting. From the vegetable market to the grocery store, he worked without pausing for rest. Every coin was counted, every expense tracked. He was building his empire, one brick, one coin, and one day at a time. Years flew by. The boy became a man. And the tragedy of the flood was now just a distant, fading memory. The time had come to take a leap of faith. He found a small vacant spot and decided to rent it. He invested his sweat into the renovation, painting walls and building tables, turning an empty space into a dream realized. On opening day, Kaashi was there. The embrace they shared spoke volumes of gratitude, respect, and a bond like father and son. His tea stall became famous not just for the flavor, but for the inspiring story of the young man who ran it. As the business grew, he hired help. He treated his employees with the same patience and kindness Kaashi had shown him. Success breeds success. The tea stall expanded into a breakfast joint, serving delicious food to the bustling morning crowd. He didn't stop there. His vision grew larger. He looked at blueprints, planning to transform his eatery into a small hotel. Brick by brick, the hotel rose. It was a monument to his perseverance, a symbol of what hard work can achieve. When the lights of his hotel turned on for the first time, it outshined the darkness of the nights he spent homeless. The orphan boy was now a respected businessman. He walked with his head held high, commanding respect from everyone he met. He returned to his village not as a beggar, but as a hero. The community that once rejected him now celebrated him. But Moan never forgot his roots. He sought out the children who were suffering, just as he had suffered years ago. He didn't just give them money, he gave them opportunities. He brought them into his business to teach them valuable skills. He became a mentor, passing on the wisdom he learned from Kaashi. That destiny is shaped by our own two hands. Kaashi, now old and frail, sat with Moan. They looked at the empire built from nothing but grit and determination. The teacher saw his student surpass him, and there was no greater joy than knowing he had helped save a life. The Moan story spread far and wide, inspiring thousands to believe that their current circumstances do not define their future potential. From the mud of the flood to the marble floors of his hotel, his journey was a testament to human will. He walked by the river again. The water was the same, but the boy who once feared it had conquered his fate. He looked at the sky and whispered a thank you to his parents, knowing he had made them proud from below. He established a foundation to ensure that no child in his village would ever have to face tragedy alone again. Laughter filled the rooms where children learned and played, a beautiful sound that replaced the silence of the aftermath of the flood. Moan realized that true success isn't just about wealth, it is about lifting others up when they have fallen down. His legacy was not the building he owned, but the lives he touched and the hope he restored in others. He proved that while we cannot control the storms that hit us, we can control how we rebuild our lives. His life is a message to us all. Do not wait for a miracle. Be the miracle that your life needs. The stars shine brightest when the night is darkest. Your struggles are just the canvas for your future masterpiece of success. Remember the boy who swept floors. Remember the boy who pushed the cart. Remember that every giant leap starts with small steps. Like a flame that refuses to be extinguished by the wind, keep your inner fire burning through every challenge you face. Moan found love and family again. The circle was complete. What was lost in the flood was rebuilt with love. He stands as a beacon of hope, a living proof that the human spirit is unbreakable when fueled by determination. The village thrived alongside him. One person's success can uplift an entire community, changing the destiny of everyone around them. Trust in yourself. Trust in your ability to rise. Your destiny is not written in the stars, but in your actions. Thank you for watching this journey on Golden Rule Wisdom. Subscribe for more stories that empower your soul. See you soon.